Welcome back to Interregnum False Prophet. This is my second episode. In the first episode, we went through the prologue, and we learned about how to manage the characters in combat, how you explore on foot, the incredibly nerdy inventory system that I absolutely love. And now we've actually gotten to the part of the game where the overall structure of the experience actually comes out. This is our military truck, our caravan truck, that we've just captured from those soldiers that we fought at the end of the last episode. And this is basically going to be Snowpiercer for us. This is the vehicle that we're going to take through the snowy landscape that's going to keep us warm and alive, and it's going to move us from place to place where we can scavenge from town to town and try to make some progress to a new place that will save us. Our character, Simon, has set himself up as a false prophet, leading people to a promised land that probably doesn't exist, and but for now, nobody besides him knows that, and people have some hope, and we're going to try to keep them going. So this game does some very interesting things. So you'll remember from last episode, Billy here filled his inventory with food. We got way more food than my squad could ever possibly eat. We've also collected a bunch of equipment, and it's kind of some ragtag equipment. Like, I've got, a handful of bullets, a handful of magazines for different types. Not everything matches up, but I've got more different weapons than I need. I've got, a lot more food than I need. I've got a lot more medicine than, I've never needed to use stomach serum or cold serum before, and so I've got all this stuff. What do I do with it? Now, this game does something very interesting. So when you're making a game that is a survival simulator, like a community survival simulator, and has some kind of tactical or in-person element to it, like, say, State of Decay 2, where you've got a community you're managing, but you've also got the moment-to-moment action gameplay, you kind of have this problem to solve, which is, a community simulation wants resources to be numbers. It wants them to be, I've got this much food, I've got this many materials, and those numbers go up and down, and you're managing them through math. But when you're playing, say, a turn-based tactical game with a bunch of discrete characters, or you're running around fighting zombies, you want the items that you find to be things that you can use, specific things with specific purposes. And having both of those in a world together can kind of be a little bit, they can get in each other's way. It can be confusing how they work. In State of Decay 2, we solved this by putting resources in rucksacks. In fact, State of Decay 1 did the same thing. We put resources in rucksacks, and so when you're carrying a rucksack, you can't use any of the stuff inside. It's just carrying a number of a resource. You take it home, and you pour it into your community simulation. And if you need something of that type in the field, you can break open the rucksack, and then it becomes discrete items, but can't be used as a resource anymore. The thing that I think is interesting about Interregnum is that it does the opposite thing. Rather than finding numerical resources in the world in some form you can't use and then transforming them into the usable items, in Interregnum, you find the usable items in the world and then transform them into the numbers. So this is the contribution crate. In this crate, you can basically take anything you found in the world and mulch it into stuff that will help your community. You can see up here along the top, you've got food. We have 40 food for our community. We got 50% contentment. We've got no medical care, and we've got no housing for people. And then down here, you can see there are all of these icons representing a lot of those concepts, including other elements like, say, metal, which is something, along with textiles that you use to upgrade your base. And so what you can do is take the stuff that you've collected, like, for instance, this winter cap. I put it in here, and this says that if I contribute this through the contribution crate, that will produce 2 cloth. And so we can go through all of the items we've collected, and, like, I'm going to hold on to the rags because there's some crafting I can do with those, but for instance, the food. I don't need this much food to feed my people on the road. I think I'll keep these carnivore rations because they're particularly nutritious, but I'm going to take pretty much everything else and pile them up inside the contribution crate. And you can see as I'm doing that, the food number in the contribution crate is rising. So I'm just going to stack all these things up. Gelato bars, frozen meals, Dave's lunch meat. I'm going to keep some of the more valuable things that I need to keep my people going. Though actually, I think we don't need that many, because there's so many houses around in this area. I don't think I actually need that much camping gear, so I'm going to contribute the camping gear, which turns into lumber and a bunch of other stuff. the warming gel, the energy drink. I don't necessarily need... Well, I'm going to keep the warming gel for emergencies. My people don't have a lot of clothes yet. Drop the backpack. The soda helps with morale, so I kind of like that. Yeah, let's get rid of some of the drugs. Let's put the junk in. The junk turns into metal. I've got a ton of ammo. We're going to hold on to that. We'll drop our small backpacks that we don't need. And we'll worry about weapons and things in a bit. I'm going to keep everything that makes a fire, I'm going to hold on to. This helps with morale. I'm going to hold on to that. What's Jody holding? Oh, she's got even more camping supplies. Let's drop those off. We got this knife we're not going to use. We've got another city backpack. Military rations make people sad, so I'm going to get rid of those. Let's get rid of this booze. That's going to mostly improve. It's going to actually, having alcohol improves your medical supplies, but it also improves your morale. And speaking of medical supplies, let's give them a bunch of medicine. And I think this will actually stack with something somebody else is carrying. Oh, nope, not quite. All right, whatever. I think that's what I want to contribute right this second. So let's hit contribute. And you can see that all of these stats have gone up. Our medical care has gone up. Our food has gone up. Our resources that we use to build with have all gone up by a significant amount. And now I want to think about which things I want to keep, how I actually want to equip my people in the field. So let's remind ourselves a little bit about their weapons. I think that Billy's doing okay. He's got this auto shotgun. It's in great shape. It does 66 damage, which is pretty high at this stage. Did I load it? Yeah, I've loaded it with shells. Sorry, with slugs, not shells. So actually, I'm gonna drop the shells off here in my stash. So this stash is here for the items I want to keep, the things I don't want to contribute and mulch into resources. Because if you mulch things into resources, they stay resources. That's not coming back. We've got some 9mm rounds here. Let me unload his gun. Let's load more 9mm in there and then reload the gun again. So he's good on that. One thing that I've learned is that stacks of ammo that you keep with you really stack up. They add up over time. And so I'm going to keep a handful of his most commonly used ammo, but I'm not going to really push it. I don't want him to carry a ton of ammo because ultimately that can be bad. Let's see what else. So we've got this 45 that he doesn't need. I'm going to stick that in the stash for now and unload it so we can sort of see our ammo clearly. And then otherwise, he's got some valuable health supplies. He's got some warming and morale stuff. More morale stuff, fire stuff. I'm going to organize this a little bit. Okay, I think he's got a good array of goods to take with him on his next thing. Now we got to look at Jody. Jody's got this Viper rifle, which is broken, which means I think that means that it does less damage. It still does more damage than most other things. Like, if I switched her to this assault rifle, for instance, it does even less damage, even though it's in pristine condition. She's got this other 45. Let's compare these two 45s. So this one does 18 damage. This one does 18 damage. It looks like these two are about the same. They're just... Oh, the Tiger just has more durability. Interesting. Okay, so we got these two 45s. She's also got this 45, which only does 9 damage. Wait, why does this one only do 9 damage when this one does 18? Oh, it's a golden sample. I don't know what that means, but it's got a trait on it that increases its damage. Okay, so normally the Tiger would actually be, across the board, the superior gun, but this is just a really good example of this gun. Okay, well, what I think I want to do is, let's give her the Tiger. That is going to be the better pistol. And then let's unload this armor-piercing 45 from this. Let's make sure that her magazine is full. We've got... Let's unload the magazine on her rifle. We're going to keep using her rifle, even though it's not in the best condition, because it's still better than most of our alternatives. Let's leave the assault rifle in here. Stack up the guns next to it. Let's make sure she's got access to her medical supplies. This is a stamina item. She's got a bunch of... Oh, she's got a bunch of 45 rounds. Actually, you know what? Okay, she's... Maybe let's save the armor-piercing ammunition for when we start facing tougher foes. We'll hold on to that, and instead, let's load the magazine with regular old 45 ammo. And then this is also 45. Let's fill that. Okay, we've distributed all the 45 ammo. I guess we'll just... I'll hold on to the armor piercing. Okay, I think she is now ready to go. Now let's look at Simon. Simon's go... Oh, wait. This antique rifle is still in good condition. Ooh, that is going to be better than... I didn't realize that is going to be better than the Viper. So I'm pretty sure there is a way to repair guns. I just haven't figured it out or unlocked it yet. So I'm going to hold on to that Viper rifle because I'm betting it gets a lot better than the antique rifle later on. But for right now, let's keep her with the antique rifle. Okay, but my guy here, he's got this SMG, which does very little damage. It can fire really quickly, but it does very little damage per hit. And it's got one slot left for a bullet. I think that one magazine should be enough. Now, the question is, do I want him to be carrying a hatchet? What are his abilities? He's got no investment in melee whatsoever. So I think that the hatchet is probably not the best move for him. I'm thinking maybe we want to give him a shotgun as his backup weapon. We'll put the baseball bat away too, in case we need it later. And we've got the Ansible. I'll hold on to this. This is his little radio thing that he's using to contact the outside world. I want to contribute this junk to the community. And then I want to contribute this. I want to contribute the antiseptics. I think that a lot of these items that I'm finding, they're actually eventually good for crafting, but you have to spend a lot of time unlocking different crafting options, and I'm just not there yet. So I'm going to worry about that later, and I'm just going to make these contributions. So let's contribute this and that and that. And so now our medical supplies are doing even better, and we've got these rags. Now let's look at the crafting system real quick. The crafting system lets you turn items into other items, like you do. And there's 3 different things you can make at the beginning. As you develop the industry of your community, you learn how to make additional stuff, particularly as you use the workshop, I believe, to research things. So right now, if I were to find a can and some duct tape out there, I could use it with my flint and rags to make some camping supplies. But the thing that's easiest to make right now is a bandage. So let's just craft a bandage. And we'll put that in our inventory. In fact, I think there's somebody who had a stack of bandages with room. Yeah, there we go. We'll stick that right there. Then I've got one more rag. So, I mean, just to clear things out, I might as well contribute that too. One more cloth. So now let's look at how we're going to spend these resources here. So we open up build mode. And the first thing we have to place is a bonfire, which costs a lot of wood. Luckily, I think it only costs the wood one time. I don't think that it might keep consuming wood over time. I'm not sure. If it does, I'm not sure where that's shown. Oh, wait. Oh, I think I do, actually. I do know where that's shown. You click on it. Yeah, lumber units consumed every 24 hours. And I think that you can upgrade it? I'm not actually sure what this does. Oh, increased lumber consumption can provide influence structures with bonuses. So if I want to give bonuses, I can basically make this fire hotter. That doesn't make its area wider, but it makes it hotter. Okay, but I'm only going to stick with one right now. Okay, so I built a bonfire. You can only build buildings around bonfires because people need to keep warm. So right now, the main thing we're missing is tents. And it would be nice to have a workshop so that we can research things. Actually, let's start with the workshop because it's very expensive. And one thing I didn't realize when I first started playing the game how important the workshop was, and it took me a long time to get it. So I think we should start out with a workshop. And then I think people are just going to be more content if you give them places to live. So let's build as many tents as we can around the workshop. So built 3 tents, which gives us 6 shelter. We need 8 to house our people. But one thing you can do is upgrade individual tents. Can't you? Oh, it's right here. Upgrade individual tents. So you spend just a little bit of resources to get one more slot. So now you can fill it up with one more person. Similarly, I'll upgrade this one. Oh, wait, I can't. I can't upgrade it because I'm out of cloth now. So we're not going to do that. You can see our cloth is only at 4. Our lumber is still pretty high, but our cloth is only at 4. So what we need to do now is go out into the world and find some more cloth so that we can house all of our people. So now, one thing we could also do, actually, let me see. I don't think we can do this, but let's look at the woodcutter's hut. Yeah, I need 25 cloth and 5 metal to make a woodcutter's hut, which means people can start while I'm away from this base or while time is passing. They can make their own wood, which can help fuel the base and give me more construction materials. But I'm not going to be able to do that right now because I also can't afford this. So ideally, I'll go out there if I can get, like 30 or so cloth. Then we'll be in a good position to not only build that new tent, but also get them their own woodcutter's hut. So that is our plan, is to go out and get as much cloth as we can in addition to other resources. But let's look at the workshop real quick and manage research. So this is the tech tree. Actually, this is one of the tech trees. There's a medical tech tree. There's a kits tech tree that includes weapon repair. There's munitions, which includes making gunpowder, making different kinds of ammo. Though, so far what I found is that combat is tuned to be rare enough, I have not needed to manufacture ammo. I actually end up kind of swimming in ammo, at least at this stage of the game. I'm still playing this in the early days of early access, so, that balance could change over time. There's a scavenger's post, which I'm not actually sure what it does, but I think it probably involves scavenging. And then modules. So these are things that you can, I think, build onto your actual, onto your truck. So that can be valuable, including, a battery array can have power. That's neat. Why don't we start, though, with kits? Let's start with a weapon tinkering kit. That's going to take them 3 days to research. We'll assign the research. So while my team is away and time is passing, these folks are going to be working on this, technology. I need to assign workers to it, though. So actually, with 3 workers, it's only going to take them 1 day. So while I'm gone, they're probably going to complete this research. And unfortunately, you can't manage it while you're away. At least to my knowledge, you can't manage it while you're away. So you can only assign new research when you get home again. Another thing I could do, if I wanted just to make it happen right now, I could start time flowing. As you can see, as time goes by, this fills up. And so I could keep that going for a little bit. One other thing I wanted to point out was rationing. There is a way to adjust rationing. Where was it? Oh, here it is. So this is an interesting part of the game. The game, like I said, is in early access right now, and I think there's a problem with this UI that I'm sure they're probably going to fix in a future patch, which is you can set the rationing level. Right now, no one's eating any food, and so you can set the rationing level to be 2 across the board. Everybody gets 2. That'll make people happier. And I believe that this is now set. I think that, my daily consumption is 22. We're going to last 9 days with these rations, right? So we've set it. If I click this again, everything's set back to 0. But it's not. But what happens if I set it to 4? Now they're eating twice as much. So basically, I think that when you haven't interacted with this UI yet, instead of showing you the current setting, it just shows you 0. And so I think it's just a UI bug, and it'll probably be fixed at a later patch. But I wanted to point that out. Rations looks weird, but it does actually work. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at the workshop. Let's accelerate time here. Let's actually just sort of watch this go. This is going to take a second, so maybe I'll fast forward time. Okay, so you can see that if you do let time just pass here in the camp without going anywhere and doing anything, things like research will complete. And so now we can choose different research. So weapon tinkering gave us a crafting blueprint. Now I'm going to choose weapon repair, because I would love to be able to fix that Viper rifle. I'm betting it's better than the antique rifle. But let's have a look again at the crafting menu. So now we used to have 3 things on here, and now we've got a 4th thing, which is a weapon tinkering kit. So I'm not actually sure what it does. It says a bundle of improvised tools for basic weapon repair. Use it to restore the durability of a weapon. Okay, cool. So let's look for junk parts and duct tape while we're out there and see if we can actually bring something home to repair that rifle. Okay, so now it's time to actually go out there. But, oh, wait, before we go on a new expedition, we should move. We should move our base of operations. So that means relocating the base. Oh, but there's a problem. When you relocate the base, you can't bring all of your stuff with you. Let's click on this. So I have not installed any modules on the truck for storage, which means I have to abandon all of my resources. I'm betting I can't afford any modules right now. And actually, this is not where you do it. You click on the truck, I think, modify modules. And yeah, if I wanted to keep lumber with me, I would have to spend a bunch of cloth and metal that I don't have right now. So that's upsetting. 58 lumber is a lot of lumber. I don't want to give that up. So what I'm going to do real quick is check outside and see if there's anywhere I can go to get some more cloth and metal. If there is, I would love to at least be able to hold on to some of this lumber. That would be nice. So let's start a new expedition. Let's see if there's something we can find. And if not, whatever. We can throw the lumber away. But in that case, what I should have done, because I wasn't thinking about it, because I'm used to my old game where I do have some storage. What I should have done was held some of those items in reserve and not mulch them into resources to sort of preserve some space there. So when you launch an expedition, you go out, you leave the truck. And then it's back to the same gameplay that we were seeing before we got the truck, which is wandering around in the world in the cold, ransacking buildings, and trying to collect stuff. Okay, so it does look like we're in a slightly different position than we were before. You can see up here, this is where we started the game. Here is the town that we were raiding before. And actually, because I was moving so quickly, I actually left a lot of stuff unexamined. So let's go to this gas station. Let's actually go explore the old town and see what we can get. So we're finding some gasoline. This will uncover an interesting aspect of the game that we will need to explore a little bit later on. So, but this gasoline is cool. We are going to put it all in his inventory. And let's actually kind of pour it together. Let's just merge these things a little bit. Come on. Okay, so we've got a fuel canister containing 100% gasoline, one with 10 and one with nothing. Now that I have these containers, I can actually scavenge gasoline from things like cars, which I couldn't do before. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just leave some stuff behind? I totally did. Let's grab some more of this stuff. There we go. Okay, we'll take everything. But yeah, now that I've got those fuel containers, let's go look at these cars. We got a police car, which might have lots of neat stuff in it. And another van. So you notice it had a little message saying that Billy got fuel. When you search a vehicle and you have an empty container, you fill the container with gas from that car. So now, originally I had 100, 10, and 0%. Now I'm almost full on all of them, just because I searched 2 cars. So that's kind of neat. If you bring an empty gas container with you, then there's a lot of opportunities to refuel, which is good because you're trying to manage your entire society is based on this vehicle. So let's keep walking over this way. There's some places over here we haven't searched. And the main thing I'm looking for is enough cloth to get by. To be able to build lumber storage and keep a lot of that lumber. Oh, one thing I should note. Even though we waited a day at home, our characters didn't actually heal. In fact, your characters basically always leave the base in the same state that they entered the base. Like, hanging out at the base does not seem, at least as far as I've seen, does not seem to actually benefit your playable characters. Okay, we've got some cloth. This is good. We've got some food as well. We'll hold on to that. And some stuff to make fire. Let's give him the stuff to make fire. Ooh, wait. Ooh, I didn't notice him grabbing this duct tape. That's cool. What was the other thing we needed aside from duct tape to make weapon tinkering kit? Junk parts. We also have that. Cool. Let's do this now before we forget. Let's craft a weapon tinkering kit. Okay, so when you craft something, it arrives in this little grid, and you have to pull it in to find a spot for it in your inventory. So now we've got a weapon tinkering kit. That's good. Let's head across the bridge to our old neighborhood. So our characters, right now it's only -1 Celsius, which is good. When it gets bad, it gets down into the negative teens or 20s Celsius, which can be really awful. So right now everybody's warmth is okay. I really should worry about Simon's health, though. Ooh, we hear noises outside. So that takes us a little bit longer, and also, if there were enemies nearby, they could have been attracted by that. There aren't any enemies nearby, though. Okay, so we got more cloth. That's good. Yeah, so a lot of the time, like, when I look at clothes, like, I do partly see them as clothes, you know, as potential replacements for the things that people are wearing, but I also see them as the cloth resource that I want to collect for the base. Real quick, let's use some sterilized bandages to bring his health back up. All right, search some more places. Whenever I see these squares in a suburban house, they usually look like clothing to me. So right here, we've just got a t-shirt, which is, it only helps against -1 degree of Celsius. This one, -3 degrees of Celsius. So let's swap that sweater out. And then we'll hold on to this. These cargo pants, they're going to be good for holding things. In fact, does somebody have... I mean, everybody's got some space in their pants. Billy could have more, but by and large, we're fine. So I think I'm going to keep those cargo pants just to mulch. And keep collecting all of this gear. Yeah, we did search the gun store, or the grocery store already. Let's hit up this suburban house. I do like the big, like, X's on the houses we've already searched. Get some camping supplies. Stack those up here. We've got a soda. Collected a ton of food. And some morale stuff. Head up this suburban house. I don't actually remember exactly how much cloth comes out of each of these cloth items that I'm collecting, so I don't know how much of it I need. Okay, yeah, he has run out of room for food, so we're gonna start piling food up on her. I thought, yes, he does have a candy bar. Ooh, what are we gonna find here? A new shotgun. Cool. Not as good as our current shotguns. So we're gonna keep it, but yeah, we're not as excited about it as we could be. We got some shoes here that are kind of worn out and not great. So keep those. I think those can give us cloth. Duct tape can also become cloth, but I think it's more valuable as duct tape. I think we probably just filled up our gas. Yes, we did. Okay, we've got an anomaly here. Let's see what this is. A streak of light cuts through the clouds. Moments later, you feel the impact in your bones. A falling star has come to Earth. Once you get a good vantage point, you see it, the twisted, smoking shape of a satellite. Approach the wreckage. The closer you get, the heavier and hotter the air feels. Even the ubiquitous snow is melting around the satellite. It's split open like an egg, and past complex mechanical structures, you see hints of a strange smooth metal lit by blinking blue lights. Looks high-tech and intact. On part of its bent and twisted hull, you see the word Serper. So we can take the scrap or use intelligence to dismantle the structure. Let's try to dismantle it. So Simon is our most intelligent person. We need to get to 50, and we're starting at 45, which we can't do on a single roll. But we do have some anomalous essence we can spend, so I'm going to give it a try. 15, not too bad. Let's add a D8. Got us up to 40. Oh, no, sorry, Will. 42. Ugh, not very good. You could always roll ones on all of these and get nowhere. Oh, we're almost there. Okay, now we're guaranteed. Let's use a D4. So you pay for the maximum value of the die, but you get, usually less than that. But we succeeded. And when you succeed, your intelligence goes up. So now you've got, holy crap, a bunch of stuff in the satellite for some reason. Magnetar flechette gun? What is that? What even is that? Holy crap. Okay. Do I have room to keep all this stuff? You know what? Don't care about this shotgun anymore. Let's dismantle it. Got a Magnetar flechette gun. It's another shotgun, but it's a fancy one. 51, 57 compared to our current shotguns. Yeah, this one is also kind of garbage compared to our other ones. So turn that into junk. Small backpack. We've got better than small backpacks across the board, right? 49, that's the same person. 49. 49, yeah, we don't need this small backpack. We can keep it for cloth. And then, do we have any space for meat? Meat stacks? Yes, we do have space for meat stacks. And actually, I think I should start filling this vertical space. Just to make good use of it. And whatever. Okay, cool. Well, that went very well for us. I'm excited to have those guns. I don't think I'm going to be able to use the guns anywhere near here, so I'm not going to worry about equipping them yet. I'm betting that we're getting close to having enough cloth to take home. And I don't want to keep... I don't want to just stay out here forever. So what other places do we have to search? Okay, we got a couple of suburban houses, another apartment complex. This won't take too long. Let's just hit everything while we're here. Though, note our characters are getting very tired. If we went into combat now, we would be disadvantaged by this. Now, does that... Oh, she doesn't have an outer... Wait. Oh, this isn't outer. Sorry, I thought it was outer. Let's replace her sweater with that one. And then keep this one. Bring our soda. Got some detergent. I haven't quite found what detergent is for. It turns into cloth when you mulch it. But I don't know what else it's for. I'm letting everyone get very, very tired. Let's search one more building, and then let's rest. Okay, this is going to start challenging our space constraints. But it is giving me confidence that we'll have enough cloth. Just trying to find space for all this food. I mean, I guess you can always... Oh, wait. That will stack here. You can always just eat things immediately if you want to. Let's establish camp and let's eat some of our food so that we can make some room in our inventory. Okay, so we're going to need to burn some stuff, and we do not want to burn our cloth. Our cloth is important. So instead, let's rely solely on fire starting supplies, which include those. Let's just use all of our matches. And a lighter. Okay, comfortable campfire. Now let's try to figure out which of these we're going to use. So this food poisoning chance is only if you eat it raw without cooking it. But we are cooking it. So I'm just going to dump all of... We're going to have meat stew. I'm dumping all the meat into the stew. And let's just try to eliminate some stacks if we can. Make a little bit more room for carrying more things. Any more stacks we can eliminate? Let's guy carry a full stack of food here? Oh, restores extra morale and stamina. Let's just do that. Okay, we got full rations, a comfortable campfire. I think we're all right. Let's rest for, what time is it? 11 p.m. Let's rest for 8 hours and get to the morning. Notice it's 13 degrees negative Celsius now. And so if we want to wait through as much of the night as we can so that our people can be out during the day when it's a little less cold. It's always cold, but there's colder and less cold. It has come to our attention that some provided for shelter defense. Wait, okay, sorry. This is going fast enough, I'm having trouble reading it. They're basically just threatening people who are defending themselves. So I'm going to go to this apartment complex. We'll search for one more set of stuff. And I think this will completely fill us up. We won't be able to carry anymore after this. Ooh, a hunter vest. So this only helps a little bit with warmth, but it gives you more space to store things. Okay, another stack of food there, a stack of junk. Do we have... I think we got some vertical spaces for this. Did we have space for rags? Yes. We've got fruit and veg, and then we've got this hat. Hat goes here. Yes, we got everything. So this guy, Billy, has actually advanced in his morale. When we get back to base, we'll be able to level up his morale, which is cool. All right, so I think let's just check out... Actually, let's leave that abandoned fire truck because we're full up on gas. I'm betting it'll give gas. So if we ever need to come back here and get gas, we'll know that that's there. That's it. I think we've basically exhausted this whole area. So usually if you leave your caravan for a while, it develops some kind of activity, some kind of mission that's going on. When you return to the caravan, a huddled mass stands just apart from your followers, gaunt faces beneath dark hoods and scarves. Visitors. Your followers on the perimeter have been frisking them for weapons, finding none. They have little else besides, and when you look their way, they plead. This is proof we're gaining momentum. Billy liked that. There's 13 people who want to join. So now I can either let them join, send them away, or rob them. Let's let them join, even though that is going to start straining our resources. We did just find a bunch of stuff. And so now this is some kind of progression to my creation of my leader. I'm not sure what this is about. It looks interesting. I don't understand it yet. The Book of Exodus thing. Okay, so now that we've resolved that, we can enter the caravan. Disband our expedition. And you can see Billy has got an exclamation point over his head. When I first saw this, I thought it had to do with the truck. I didn't realize that my individual people were standing in front of the truck. Billy has a far-off look in his eyes. He scans the horizon, considering the ruins of human civilization. Hey, buddy, you ever think about the future? We're living in the future. No, I'll just say all the time. I was just thinking, this all looks hopeless, but it's not, right? Like, humanity as a species had a lot of contingencies in place. Seed banks, DNA storage, all that. Even barring all that, there's so many books everywhere that we can't have lost too much knowledge in the collapse. We can still rebuild. At the look on your face, he chuckles. I don't know, I've been called an optimist more than once in my life, mostly derogatorily, but I can't accept that this is the end, and that's not an idle hope. It just doesn't make sense we'd roll over and die after everything we've done. You get me? See, I can't say anything fully positive towards him. You're such an optimist. He chuckles. He sees what I did there. And so, yeah, so our morale has gone up. That's cool. So now we've got more people to house. But before I worry about that, I'm going to worry about our ability to retain our supplies. So let's dump as much cloth in here as we can. All of the cloth. And also the metal. So we've got our weapon tinkering kit. I think I'm going to... Yeah, I think that's all we can... We don't have any more duct tape, so I can't make another weapon tinkering kit. Let's drop a lot of this stuff in here. Actually, I'm going to hold on to the chips. The chips are good food and also good fuel. You can burn chips because they're covered in grease, which I think is hilarious. We'll drop that in there. We can make rags into bandages. Let's see if we need those before we expend them this way. Actually, no, that's not that nutritious. Okay. Grab that, grab that, grab that. Put antiseptics in here. Oh, and we've got that. I think that probably fills us up. Yeah, let's contribute this. So now we've got 20 cloth, which I think wasn't quite enough. Let's dump some more in here. Try these shoes. I'm going to hold on to the camping supplies, because while that does give us some useful stuff, it also gives us more lumber. It gives us a lot more lumber. Oh, wait, well, we do have handyman duct tape. Dang it! I didn't realize we picked up some more. So now I don't have the junk. So I can't make another weapon repair kit. That's fine, whatever. We'll definitely find more junk. I'm not worried about that. So what else do I want to give up in here? I can't really do much with the herbs yet. Well, I'll hold on to them just because they seem like they're probably a basic ingredient for something. I think... I mean, I've got so much of this. I don't think it's really necessary for my team, so I think I'm going to just drop it all in here. Help with the morale of the people and the food. This is stuff that I want to hold on to in my base. So yeah, I think I've got everything here that I want. So let's contribute this. And now we can modify our modules. So now we can build lumber storage. So I will. And then can I also build other kinds of storage? No, I can't. So, but lumber was what we had the most of, wastefulness-wise. So now that we've got lumber storage, we can keep some of this lumber and not throw it away. Again, I could have been more careful with what I was dropping in here, but whatever. Looks like we've completed the weapon repair research. And now we could move on to weapon refinement or clothing maintenance. I actually would rather do clothing maintenance, because sometimes you can get really valuable clothing that gets worn down, and then you want to keep it, but you can't, and that makes me sad. So there's that. And now let's open our stash real quick and drop some weapons in there. So, okay, this breaching shotgun and this flechette gun are so much more powerful than our existing... Or this one, actually, this one is fine. This one is still more powerful. But this guy has got this combat shotgun, which it does 45 damage. Let's switch him. Now, what is the best? This one... Okay. These are practically the same. This one just does more damage. And does it say the ammo capacity on them? I'm genuinely not sure. This one's much lighter, though. So they're almost the same. That one's lighter. It only carries 2 shotgun blasts, but it's also... it's a backup weapon anyway. So I'm holding on to all these weapons. At some point, I'm probably going to have to start mulching these weapons, but not quite yet. And then, is there anything else that I want to... Oh yeah, let's hold on to this duct tape. Let's not lose it. And I'm going to drop off some of this gasoline, and we're going to talk about gasoline in just a sec. Is there anything else I want to drop, though? I think not. I think we're doing okay. Oh, these rags. I want to hold on to these rags for later use. And she doesn't need to hold this buckshot. Okay, I think that's about where I want to be. Okay, so let's talk about fuel. So I've got this problem with Interregnum False Prophet, which is my vehicle that I use to navigate the world depends on fuel. This is my fuel supply. I've got 9 out of 10 fuel, and I expend this fuel as I go. The problem is, I don't know how to refuel the vehicle in this game. If I click on the vehicle, I've got the ability to repair it. I've got the ability to construct modules on it. It shows its durability. It doesn't show its fuel levels on this screen, and I can't find anything to click on that would let me refuel it. I do have gasoline in my inventory. I own this. Now, one thing that I've tried doing in the past is contributing the gasoline via the contribution crate. Let me save the game real quick because I'm about to waste some. So I open up the contribution crate. I grab the gasoline, I put it in, and you'll notice it will make people happier. It'll make people have... It'll lead to a metal contribution, but it doesn't show fuel. If I contribute this, it doesn't fill up my fuel gauge at all. So I just wasted that gasoline. So we're going to undo that real quick. I don't want to waste that gasoline. One thing I thought was that maybe there's a specific place on the truck that I need to click. Maybe this is the fuel tank in the back. I know I can click on lots of different things on this screen, but I don't see a fuel tank here. When I look up at the fuel gauge, I tried left-clicking on it, I tried right-clicking on it. Nothing seems to give me the option to refuel. I've tried opening up the inventory, dragging fuel onto things. That doesn't seem to do anything. And check this out. I've even tried going out into the cold. Okay, so clicking on it just means you try to go back inside. So yeah, I've even tried making an expedition, going outside, trying to interact with the truck. That just makes me go back inside the truck. I've tried dragging gasoline onto it. That doesn't do anything. I cannot figure out how I'm supposed to refuel this truck. And in my main save, I'm stuck. I've run the truck out of fuel, and I have no way to replenish it. So if anybody who plays the game and knows how to refuel the truck is watching this, please leave a comment and tell me how to do it. Spacewalkers, please tell me if there's a way to do this. One possibility is that because this is in early access, they haven't included a way to refuel so that you can't get to the spot where the content ends. That's a possibility, but usually you would tell people if that's what you're doing, if it was for a demo. So I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that's why I've actually stopped playing the game, is because I can't figure out how to refuel my truck. Anyway, let's load back in to where we were without, going out on this wasteful expedition. So yeah, since I don't know what to do with gasoline, what I always do is just store it. I just pile it up so that eventually when someone tells me how to use it, I'll be able to do something with it. But for right now, there's not much I can do. So it's been almost an hour and we have not yet moved this truck. So let's relocate our base. We are going to lose the textiles and metals, but at least we'll keep some of the lumber. So we hit confirm and we get on the road. And here is where you finally see what the structure of this game is actually like. So, we're getting on the road here, and you'll notice that around my caravan, I've got 2 arrows. I can go backwards and I can go forwards. So I'm going to choose the direction I want to go. Right now it says travel east to reach the I-5 freeway. It says that behind my head. You'll have to trust me. So travel east is good. I push that button. And we start traveling east. And now I'm watching along the road for interesting places to stop. Now, this says that we could go north or south. There's no instruction in my objectives to tell me which way is the good way to go. So I'm going to go south. And eventually you can get some more feedback. And then anytime you reach a place you need to stop... Oh, here we go. The truck lurches, slows to a stop that makes your heart drop. You notice for the first time the dashboard doesn't have a fuel indicator. Jody slams her frustration out on the dashboard. Damn it, we're dry already? How did the military expect to take anyone away in this thing? Common sense not to put all your eggs in one basket. They were probably siphoned out most of the gas and hid it somewhere to keep us from using this in case things turned out poorly for them. Either way, joke's on them, we're not giving up so easily. I've never seen this event before. I think it's possible that in my first attempt, somehow there was a bug in the content, and I missed this. Because I got very far in the game without ever seeing this. If this is the thing that's about to unlock refueling, that's hilarious. And I don't know what to say about it. With the caravan stuck in place, there's only one thing you can do. Lead another expedition into the fresh unknown and return with fuel. We've got fuel already. We've already done this. So let's establish our base and let's find out how this actually works. I love that I did my whole spiel about fuel. And now, like, there actually is going to be a way to do it. Okay, let's talk with Jody real quick. She's got a morale event. Everything all right? She rubs her face with her hands. You got a tough family. They'll survive. Her morale goes up. Cool. That's great. Okay. Let's go on an expedition, because that's what they expect us to do. Even though I already have fuel, we'll go out, and we'll see how this actually works. This is very funny to me. So I've got this other save where I can't refuel. And I might have just missed this. Like, I will never be able to refuel. Maybe. I don't know. So let's go out. I mean, there's a hardware store up here. I remember passing through this area. I think I might have gone north first and then south. And if that's what happened, maybe that's how I missed it. I don't know. But we've got more gasoline here. We've got even more. Even more. Let's do the thing where we pour it all into one container, because whatever. They give us exactly 100% of a fuel can, plus some extra stuff besides. All right, let's go back. We've got a mission on return. Jody's been having trouble relaxing lately. She's been on edge, glancing around, red-veined eyes hauling bags under them. When you finally see the caravan in the distance, she seems to deflate slightly, letting down her guard. She mutters something to herself. Finally, something sane. Something bothering you? She gives you an incredulous look. Are you not bothered? That thing we saw. Jody shakes her head and tries to knock the image loose from her thoughts. It was insane, impossible. Just expect me to take that in stride? There's no use dwelling on it. She rolls her eyes, clearly agitated by the very idea. I mean, think about it. Even if we live for now, how are we supposed to rebuild anything if we can't rely on reality? It's like trying to build a house on a foundation of mud. Let's focus on what we can do for now. She heaves a sigh, trying to put it out of her mind. Yeah, you're right. We'll worry about that when there's nothing else left to worry about. Okay, so that was not about refueling. So let's come in here and see if they give us the ability to refuel now. Anything? So I've got an objective now to refuel the truck. I've got fuel. The truck is officially empty. I missed this event last time. It was not... So you saw that it was 9 of 10 before. When we hit this event, it dropped to 0 of 10. That artificial defueling of the vehicle never happened for me originally. Okay, I believed that because I hit this event for the first time, I was now going to be told how to refuel the truck. But I can't. There's still no fuel in the contribution crate. I'm assuming that'll be a waste. I still can't drag it onto the truck. Clicking the truck didn't give me anything new. Oh, I was filled with so much hope. Is there anything physically around here in the world that will help? I was so convinced they were about to give me a tutorial on fuel. But no. Is there something I can build? No. This is such a mystery to me. Wow, okay, I just got so full of false hope. I'm gonna go out one more time and just see if there's something I missed, if there's some interaction with the truck outside that will let me do this. I assumed that that mission was gonna be it, but it was just an unrelated thing from Jody. It wasn't even... Wait, so I was able to get much further in my other game because this didn't happen. Wait, I thought that this mission was going to be the thing that made it so I could keep playing. But no, it's the opposite. It's killing my game faster than it was killed before. Oh, that's so crazy. I can't right-click on this. I can only left-click on it. Hey, toxic waste. And then left-clicking sends me inside. Wow! This is nuts. This is so nuts. Okay, there's like filters I can turn on the side here, but none of those seem relevant. I'm just searching the UI, trying to find something that tells me what I can do. Now, maybe I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna try. No, not load. Stop loading. Nope, not what I meant to hit. I'm gonna save. It auto saves so much. I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna try the contribution creating one more time. Maybe now that we've had this mission, using the contribution crate will do it. I don't suspect so. It looks like it's gonna give me metal and stuff. Yeah, did nothing. This is crazy. Well, I can't continue playing the game. So, Spacewalkers, if you see this, I love your game. It's so, like, it scratches all of my favorite nerdy, scavengey, survival, inventory management, community building itches in my brain. I want to get super, super into this game. Please tell me how to refuel my truck. If you just tell me how to refuel my truck, I will play this game so much more. For right now, both of my saves have reached an impasse where I can't progress. So this is a cry of desperation. I love this game and I want to keep playing it. Please, please tell me how to refuel the truck. Someone, whether Spacewalkers ever sees this or whether one of you out there has played this game and has figured out the magic, please tell me how to refuel my truck. And that's it. I have to leave it here. But, like, this is a really cool game. And I'm assuming whatever this problem is, whether it's a user experience problem where there is a way to do it and I just can't figure it out, or if it's an actual, like, bug in the mission progression, in the tutorial progression, where the ability to refuel the truck is just not being unlocked at the time it should be. Whatever the issue is, I'm assuming it's going to be fixed in a future update. And so if you're watching this later in the future, please still check this game out. it seems really, really cool, and I bet there's a lot more to it. And I can't wait to take it further whenever I can get past this point. So, there is a subscribe button and links to other videos. If I do come back with a solution, I'll make a third Interregnum video, and I'll put it there. But that might be some time deep in the future, so I don't know. This game is cool.